They cornered me in my own kitchen, their presence a suffocating blockade. Tiffany's smile, usually reserved for social gatherings, was now a weapon. Accidents happen to lottery winners all the time, Dorothy. It's a tragic but well-documented phenomenon. Kevin, ever the echo, nodded solemnly, his eyes betraying a hunger I hadn't seen since he was a child eyeing a forbidden treat. My own son, threatening me for money. The realization sent a cold wave through me, and I tasted the metallic tang of fear. But here's the kicker. They underestimated me. I'd been playing a game of my own, documenting their every move for weeks, constructing a fortress of evidence that would crumble their carefully constructed lives. If you're watching this, drop a comment and let me know where you're tuning in from. First, let's rewind to the beginning to paint a picture of how Dorothy Williams, a 72-year-old widow, found herself facing betrayal in her own kitchen. 6 months prior, I was simply Dorothy, living in what I foolishly believed was a haven with my son Kevin and his viperous wife Tiffany in Colorado Springs. I'd moved in after Harold's passing, seeking solace and offering a helping hand. Kevin, at 45, was the perpetually struggling car dealership manager, mastered the art of the charming grin while perpetually teetering on the edge of financial ruin. He had his father's smile, but certainly not his integrity. Tiffany, 38, was a pharmaceutical sales representative, radiating an aura of polished desperation. Designer labels bought on credit, a carefully curated image concealing a crushing weight of debt. Their children, Tyler and Emma, were innocent bystanders caught in the crossfire. Tyler, 16, was diligently working a part-time job to salvage his college dreams, knowing his parents had long since raided his college fund. Emma, 13, possessed an uncanny wisdom, often the only one who saw me as more than just a burden. The first tremor in my carefully constructed reality came 4 months earlier. A midnight thirst led me to overhear a hushed, urgent conversation between Kevin and Tiffany. "We can't keep supporting her," Tiffany hissed. "The extra groceries, the utilities, everything adds up. We're drowning." "She's my mother, Tiff," Kevin countered weakly. "She's a financial anchor we can't afford." "Cedar Grove Nursing Home has payment plans," Tiffany stated, her voice devoid of emotion. "Medicare would cover most of it." I stood frozen, listening to them discuss consigning me to a nursing home like an unwanted piece of furniture. "Mom would never agree to a nursing home," Kevin muttered. "Mom doesn't have to agree," Tiffany retorted, a chilling practicality in her tone. "We obtain power of attorney, declare her mentally unfit, and make the decision for her own good." The casual cruelty stole the air from my lungs. These weren't desperate souls making impossible choices. They were calculating predators plotting to steal my freedom for their own convenience. From that moment on, I started paying attention, truly paying attention. Over the following weeks, details that had previously escaped my notice became glaringly obvious. The way they spoke about me as if I were invisible, Tiffany meticulously calculating my food costs, Kevin increasingly avoiding any one-on-one interaction, leaving his wife to handle the charade of caring. A carelessly discarded bank statement revealed the true extent of their financial woes. They weren't merely struggling, they were sinking fast. $47,000 in credit card debt, 3 months behind on the mortgage, exorbitant car payments on vehicles they couldn't afford. They desperately needed money, and I had become the primary obstacle to their financial salvation. 2 months ago, fueled by a surge of defiance, I bought a lottery ticket. It wasn't a desperate plea for financial relief. It was a middle finger to those who saw me as nothing more than an expense. $5 became my act of rebellion. $127 million. The moment those numbers aligned, I sat in that convenience store parking lot, my mind not racing with elation, but with strategic possibilities. I now held power, undeniable power. The question was, how to wield it. Most would have packed their bags, severed ties, and started anew. But I craved something far more satisfying than simple escape. I wanted justice. I yearned for the world to witness the ugliness lurking beneath Kevin and Tiffany's respectable facade. That's when I sought out Daniel Rodriguez, an investigative journalist renowned for his exposés on elder abuse. Our meeting in a downtown coffee shop reshaped everything. "Mrs. Williams," Daniel began after hearing my story. "This is a classic case of financial elder abuse. The threats of nursing homes, the discussions of power of attorney, this is criminal. Can you document their actions with your consent?" "Absolutely. Hidden cameras, audio equipment. I must warn you, this could become volatile once they learn about the lottery winnings." A smile, the first genuine one in months, touched my lips. "Mr. Rodriguez, volatile is precisely what I am hoping for." The installation occurred while Kevin and Tiffany were at their respective workplaces and the children were at school. Daniel's team was professionalism personified, discreet and thorough. Cameras disguised as everyday objects, audio devices sensitive enough to capture a whisper from across the room. "Everything is recorded on encrypted drives," Daniel explained. "We'll document their behavior for a few weeks and then reveal your lottery winnings to observe their reactions." The first test came sooner than expected. That evening, Kevin approached me as I was reading in the living room. "Mom, we need to discuss your living arrangements." I glanced up, knowing the camera concealed within the bookshelf was recording his earnest expression. "What about them, dear?" Tiffany appeared, armed with printed documents. "We've been researching senior living communities. There are some incredibly lovely facilities with people your own age." Senior living communities. The euphemism made my stomach churn. "I am comfortable here," I stated simply. "Are you really?" Tiffany sat down, her voice dripping with false concern. "You spend so much time alone. Wouldn't you be happier somewhere with activities, social interaction?" I watched her face, this woman attempting to sell me on my own exile. "I have social interaction. I have my family." Kevin shifted uncomfortably. "Mom, that's the point. Tiffany and I are both entering demanding phases of our careers. I'm being considered for regional manager, which means longer hours and more travel. And I might be transferring to the Denver office," Tiffany added seamlessly. "The commute would be brutal and we would need help with the kids after school." Help with the kids after school, a service I'd been providing for 2 years, yet no longer deemed valuable enough to warrant my presence. "What exactly are you saying?" I asked, although I knew the answer perfectly well. "We think it would be better for everyone if you had your own space," Kevin said. "More independence for you, more room for us to manage our changing circumstances." More space, as if I were cramping their style. "Have you looked at any specific places?" I inquired. Tiffany perked up, believing she was making progress. "Cedar Grove has a beautiful facility about 20 minutes from here. We could visit every week." "Every week?" A downgrade from every day. "What would something like that cost?" "It's quite reasonable," Tiffany said, avoiding specific figures. "There are payment plans, and Medicare covers a significant portion, but not all of it." "Never all of it." I nodded thoughtfully. "Let me think about it." After they exited the room, I sat alone with my book, aware that every word had been recorded. The following day, I would contact the lottery office and initiate the next stage of my plan. That night, I overheard their conversation through the paper-thin walls. "She's not taking the hint," Tiffany complained. "We need to be more direct. Give her time to adjust to the idea." "Kevin, we don't have time. The mortgage payment is due in 2 weeks, and we're already behind. We need that room to generate rental income, or we need her out so we can downsize." "Rental income?" "They intended to rent out my room to strangers." "What if she simply refuses to go?" Kevin asked. "Then we make the decision for her. She's 72, Kevin. Who is going to question our judgment about what's best for our elderly mother?" "Our elderly mother, not his mother. Theirs. As if I were community property to be managed." The next morning, I drove to the lottery office, a flicker of a smile gracing my lips for the first time in months. "Mrs. Williams, congratulations," Sarah from the Lottery Commission said. "How would you like to proceed with your winnings?" I had spent weeks meticulously planning this conversation. "I want the lump sum transferred to a private account. No publicity, no press releases. The lump sum, after federal and state taxes, will be approximately $63.4 million. $63 million. more than enough to purchase justice. There's something else, I continued. I'm working with a journalist on a story about elder abuse. I need the money accessible but untouched until a specific date. Within days, Dorothy Williams had $63.4 million sitting untouched in First National Bank. However, Kevin and Tiffany still perceived me as their impoverished burden. The pressure intensified quickly. "Mom, did you call Cedar Grove yet?" Kevin asked 3 days later during dinner. "I've been contemplating what you said," I replied carefully, "about needing space." Tiffany perked up. "And I understand your situation, but I'm not prepared to make such a significant change." The temperature in the room plummeted noticeably. "Mom, we're trying to be patient," Kevin said, "but this isn't exactly a request anymore." "Not a request, an ultimatum. What does that mean precisely?" Tiffany took over, her sales training evident. "It means we've already spoken to Cedar Grove about availability. They have an opening next month, and we've placed a deposit." They had placed a deposit on my exile without my consent. "You had no right to do that," I said softly. "We have every right," Tiffany snapped, her facade crumbling. "You're living in our house, utilizing our resources. If you want to stay, you need to begin contributing more than the paltry amount you pay now." "Paltry amount? I paid $800 a month, more than fair for a single room." "How much more?" I asked. Kevin and Tiffany exchanged a look. They had clearly discussed this. $2,000 a month, Kevin said. "That would cover your actual costs, plus a fair share of utilities and common areas." $2,000 a month. My Social Security was only $1,478. They were aware of that. "You know I can't afford that," I said. "Then Cedar Grove it is," Tiffany said with false cheerfulness. "The good news is that Medicare covers most of the cost, and you will have people your own age to socialize with." That night, I called Daniel. "It's time for phase 2. Are you sure you're ready for this?" "I've been ready for months." The next morning, Margaret, my friend from the senior center, called the house, posing as someone from Publishers Clearinghouse. Tyler answered, which was ideal. "Is Mrs. Dorothy Williams there?" Margaret asked in her most official voice. "Grandma, phone for you," Tyler yelled. I deliberately took my time answering the phone, ensuring both Kevin and Tiffany could hear. "Hello," I said, feigning confusion. "Mrs. Williams, this is Janet from Publishers Clearinghouse. I'm calling about your recent sweepstakes entry." The conversation unfolded exactly as planned. By the time I hung up, claiming to be skeptical about winning $25,000 plus $1,000 a week for life, Tyler was practically bouncing with excitement. "Grandma, you might be rich," he exclaimed as his parents walked in from work. I played my part perfectly, appearing confused, doubtful, and overwhelmed by the possibility. But I could see the cogs turning in Kevin and Tiffany's minds. Suddenly, the woman they had been trying to warehouse was potentially valuable once more. The transformation was immediate and nauseating. "Mom, that's incredible news," Kevin beamed, his enthusiasm completely fabricated. "What exactly did they say?" "Something about $25,000 immediately and $1,000 every week after that," I replied, maintaining my confused elderly persona. "But it's probably a scam, right?" "Not necessarily," Tiffany said, the picture of concern. "Publishers Clearinghouse is legitimate. Perhaps we should investigate this further." Investigate this translated. Figure out how to seize control of the money. "I don't know," I continued. "It seems too good to be true." "These things do happen, Mom," Kevin assured me. "Remember the Hendersons down the street? They won $50,000 in a radio contest 2 years ago. The Hendersons had won $500, not $50,000. But Kevin was already rewriting history to support his narrative. "What are you thinking of doing with the money?" Tiffany asked, her tone carefully casual. "I hadn't thought about it," I lied. "I suppose I should reimburse you for everything you've spent on me." Their eyes lit up like Christmas lights. "Mom, that's very thoughtful," Kevin said. "But family helps family. You don't owe us anything." The hypocrisy was staggering. 24 hours prior, they were demanding $2,000 a month or threatening to warehouse me. Now that I might have money, suddenly, I didn't owe them anything. "But perhaps," Tiffany added carefully, "we could assist you in managing it. Large sums of money can be overwhelming for someone who's never dealt with significant finances. Someone who's never dealt with significant finances, as if I were too inept to handle money. That's very kind, I said. But I think I can manage $1,000 a week. Of course you can, Kevin said hastily. But there are tax implications, investment opportunities. We simply want to ensure you are protected. Protected from what? Making my own decisions. That evening, I overheard their hushed conversations, now seeming less private, knowing they were being recorded. She's being naive about this, Tiffany said. Elderly people are prime targets for financial scams. She needs guidance. What kind of guidance? A joint account? Power of attorney for financial decisions, just to safeguard her. Power of attorney. The same strategy they had discussed months ago, when they believed I was broke. I don't know, Tiff. That seems Kevin. She's 72 years old and about to have access to over $500,000 over the next 10 years. Do you genuinely believe she's capable of managing that responsibly? Apparently, I was too old and incompetent to manage my own money, yet still young and capable enough to be kicked out and forced to manage my own living arrangements. We need to be careful, Kevin said. We don't want her to think we're after her money. Of course we're not after her money, Tiffany replied. We're protecting her from making mistakes that could harm the entire family. Protecting the entire family, as if my financial decisions were somehow their responsibility. I lay in bed that night, listening to them plot my financial subjugation, and felt a satisfaction I hadn't experienced in years. Every word was being recorded, every manipulative conversation, every plan to control me, every greedy calculation was being documented by Daniel's equipment. The next day, they would make their move, and I would be ready. The confrontation occurred precisely as I anticipated. I was preparing breakfast when they appeared in the kitchen, like a coordinated assault team. Mom, we need to discuss your situation, Kevin began. What situation? I asked, continuing to scramble eggs. Your windfall? Tiffany said, settling onto a bar stool as if she were prepared for a lengthy negotiation. We're concerned about your safety. I looked up, feigning confusion. My safety? Elderly people with sudden wealth are often targeted by criminals, Kevin explained, his tone patronizingly gentle. Scam artists, financial predators, even individuals who might attempt to exploit your generous nature. That sounds terrible, I said. What should I do? They exchanged that married couple look, indicating they had rehearsed this conversation. We think you should allow us to assist you in managing the money, Tiffany said. Nothing drastic. Simply set up a joint account so we can monitor for any suspicious activity. Monitor suspicious activity, I repeated. Like what? Unusual withdrawals, investment schemes that appear too good to be true, individuals attempting to befriend you for financial gain, Kevin listed. Individuals attempting to befriend me for financial gain. The irony was suffocating. But it's my money, I said, as if the concept had just occurred to me. Of course it is, Kevin said hastily. We're not attempting to control it. We simply want to protect it. Protect it from what? Tiffany's patience was already wearing thin. From you making impulsive decisions that you might regret later. Impulsive decisions, like refusing to be controlled by them. I don't believe I am impulsive, I said mildly. Mom, no offense, but you're not experienced with this kind of money, Kevin said. There are tax implications, investment strategies, legal considerations. It can be overwhelming. Overwhelming for someone my age, he meant. What exactly are you proposing? I asked. A joint checking account where the money gets deposited, Tiffany said. We would all have access, but any major expenditures would be discussed as a family. Discussed as a family. Code for approved by them. And what would you consider a major expenditure? Anything over, say, $500, Kevin suggested. That gives you plenty of flexibility for day-to-day expenses while ensuring the bulk of the money is protected. $500. They wanted to put me on a $500 allowance from my own money. That seems reasonable, I said slowly, watching their faces light up with greedy satisfaction. We're also thinking, Tiffany added, that since you'll be staying here long-term now, we should formalize the arrangement. Perhaps $1,500 a month for room and board. That's much less than Cedar Grove would have cost. $1,500 a month from my own winnings to live in their house, plus whatever they intended to siphon from the joint account for family expenses and the rest of the money, I asked. We would invest it conservatively, Kevin said. Build your nest egg for the future. Build my nest egg by giving them control of it. What do you think? Tiffany asked, her sales smile at full wattage. I pretended to consider this generous offer to steal my money while charging me rent to live in their house. It sounds like you've put a lot of thought into this, I said finally. We just want what's best for you, Mom. And what if I don't want to put the money in a joint account? The temperature in the room plummeted 20 degrees. Well, Kevin said carefully, that would be your choice, but it would make us very worried about your judgment. Your judgment? The first hint of the threat to come. Worried how? Tiffany leaned forward, her voice honey-sweet with malice. Dorothy, elderly people who suddenly acquire wealth and then start making erratic financial decisions, well, sometimes family members have to step in to protect them. Step in to protect them. Power of attorney by force. I see, I said. And if I agreed to the joint account, then we'd all be comfortable knowing your money was safe, Kevin said. Safe from me, he meant. That night, I overheard their true feelings through the walls. She's going to fight us on this, Tiffany said. I could see it in her eyes. Maybe she'll come around. And if she doesn't, Kevin, this is over $500,000 we're talking about. Do you want to watch your mother blow it all on shopping channels and charity scams? I wasn't buying anything from shopping channels or giving money to charity scams, but the truth wasn't relevant to their narrative. What are you suggesting? Kevin asked. I'm suggesting that old people with lots of cash become targets, and sometimes accidents happen to targets. There it was, the threat I had been waiting for. Tiffany, you can't be serious. I'm serious about protecting our family's future. That money could pay off our debts, secure the kids' college funds, give us the life we deserve. Are we supposed to just stand by and watch her squander it because we're too polite to seize control? Our family's future. My money had somehow become their inheritance. The conversation that would destroy them was still to come. The final confrontation occurred exactly 1 week later. I was making my morning coffee when they surrounded me in the kitchen, Kevin blocking the doorway, Tiffany positioning herself between me and the phone. We need to settle this money situation today, Tiffany announced. What's to settle? I asked. You've been avoiding the conversation about the joint account, Kevin said. We need a decision. I've been thinking about it for a week, Tiffany snapped, her patience finally exhausted. How long does it take to make a simple decision? A simple decision? As if signing over control of my money was inconsequential. I'm not sure I want to put my money in a joint account, I said quietly. The masks came off completely. Mom, that's not really your choice anymore, Kevin said, his voice hardening. We've been patient, but your refusal to accept help is concerning. Concerning to whom? To us, Tiffany said. To anyone who cares about your well-being. Elderly people who become paranoid about money management are exhibiting signs of cognitive decline. Cognitive decline. The nuclear option. I'm not paranoid, I protested. I just want to control my own money. That's exactly what someone with impaired judgment would say, Tiffany replied smoothly. Dorothy, we've been documenting your erratic behavior for weeks, your refusal to move to appropriate senior housing, the paranoia about family members, the inability to make rational financial decisions. Documenting my erratic behavior. They had been constructing a case against my competence. What kind of documentation? I asked, though I already knew. Kevin produced a folder. Emails to your doctor about your increasing confusion. Notes about your memory lapses. Photographs of your medication mistakes. Medication mistakes. I'd never made any medication mistakes. We've also spoken to an attorney about emergency conservatorship procedures, Tiffany added. In cases where elderly people are at risk of financial exploitation or self-harm through poor judgment, family members can step in immediately. They'd consulted an attorney about stealing my autonomy. You can't do that, I whispered. "We don't want to," Kevin said, his voice soft with fake regret. "But if you force our hand by refusing reasonable assistance like theft was a favor they were doing me." "What exactly do you want?" I asked. "Joint account with shared access," Tiffany listed. "Monthly allowance of $500 for personal expenses. All major financial decisions made as a family. And if I agree, then you stay here. We manage your money responsibly, and everyone's happy. And if I don't?" Kevin and Tiffany exchanged that look again, the one that meant I was about to hear something truly vile. "Then we're forced to conclude that you're not competent to manage your affairs," Kevin said. "We'd file for emergency conservatorship and have you evaluated by medical professionals." Medical professionals they had already primed with their fabricated documentation of my decline. "You'd have me declared incompetent." "We'd have you declared protected," Tiffany corrected. I set my mug down, very gently, like diffusing a bomb. "Then you leave me no choice," I said, pressing the pendant at my throat. A soft chime answered from the hallway console. Tiffany frowned. Kevin turned. The TV blinked on, and our kitchen filled with our own voices. Every threat, every accident, every plan to lock me away. Split-screen angles from the bookshelf, the smoke detector, the outlet plate. Daniel's watermark glowed in the corner. "Copies already with my attorney, the bank, and child services," I added. "Oh, and the station." Sirens wailed outside, merciless and close. Tiffany's smile cracked. Kevin's shoulders fell. The front door rattled with a firm, official knock. So, there you have it. A story about resilience, about fighting for your freedom even when the odds seem insurmountable. It's a reminder that even in our twilight years, we possess a strength and cunning that can surprise even those closest to us. But this is only the beginning. In Part 2, we'll see the fallout from Dorothy's reveal, the courtroom drama, and the ultimate fate of Kevin and Tiffany. We'll also explore how this experience shapes Dorothy's future and whether she can ever truly trust again. Before you go, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What struck you most about Dorothy's story? Have you or someone you know ever faced a similar situation? Drop a comment below and let's start a conversation. Your questions, your perspectives, they all add to the richness of this shared experience. And of course, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss Part 2. We'll be releasing it soon, and you definitely won't want to miss the explosive conclusion to Dorothy's fight for justice. Plus, subscribing means you'll be notified of all our future videos, filled with more captivating stories and inspiring messages. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the comments.